Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Irfan Hakim bin Muhammad Fisur. Today, I will tell you something about bees that you don't know. Let's begin.
Bees are flying insects closely related to wasps and ants. They are also known for their role in pollination and producing honey and beeswax. Bees are a monophyletic lineage within the superfamily Apoidea and are presently considered a clade called Anthophila. There are over 16,000 known species of bees in 7 recognized biological families. They are found on every continent except Antarctica. Some species live socially in colonies. Bees are adapted for feeding on nectar and pollen, the former primarily as an energy source and the latter primarily for protein and other nutrients. Most pollen is used as food for larvae. Bee pollination is important both ecological and commercially. Scientific classification for bees: Kingdom Animalia, Phylum Arthropoda, Class Insecta, Order Hymenoptera, Suborder Apocrita, Superfamily Apoidea, Clade Anthophila. There are about 7 families of the bees: Adrenidae, Epidae, Colitidae, Halictidae, Megachilidae, Melitidae, and Stenotrithidae. Bees are pollinators vital to our food chain. 1/3 of the food we eat would not be available but for bees. Bees are like other insects that are part of food chain. The social life of the honeybee colony provides a controversial start to thinking about the structure of society. The tools which have evolved on the limbs and mouthpart of bees are neat example of adaptation and engineering. The harvest from honeybees of honey, pollen, wax, and propolis has nutritional, craft, manufacturing, and medical application. Pollination by bees is important for genetic sustainability. Genes that have evolved in the animals are important to our future too.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Fauzi bin Sabri. Today I will tell you about life cycle of bee.
Here is a bee as it hatches into a larva. Thus newly hatched larvae swim around their cell feeding on a liquid food that nurse bees secrete for them. Then their head and their legs start to differentiate as they transpire into pupae. Here that same few patient processing from above with varroa mites running around in the cell. Next, the tissue reorganize in their body and the pigments slowly develop in their eyes. In the last step, their skin shrivel up and they sprout hair.
Assalamualaikum and hello, my name is Muhammad Hasif bin Muhammad Zaki. Before this, my friends have told about intro and about bees. Right now, I'm gonna show you a short video and my voice about the function of bees. Let's watch it. One of the prime function of the bees is pollination. Pollination helps plants reproduce. Without plants, the fauna will also disappear and eventually humans.
Nearly 250,000 species of flowering plants are dependent on bees for pollination. Most of these species are crucial to world agriculture. The bee is the only insect that provides food to humans. Salute to the bees, our pollinator machine. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Azmi bin Abdul Ghani. I'm going to tell you about the factors that contributing to the demise of bees. Jika kita bercakap tentang lebah, sudah tentu perkara pertama yang terlintas di fikiran adalah madu. Setiap spesies lebah berkepakaran dalam mengutip debunga pada tumbuhan yang tertentu. Secara keseluruhannya, lebah adalah penting untuk pokok membiak, termasuklah tumbuh-tumbuhan yang merupakan makanan bagi manusia. 1/3 makanan yang dimakan oleh manusia adalah terhasil dengan bantuan lebah. Jika lebah pupus, bermakna beribu-ribu tumbuhan akan turut pupus. Hal ini akan berlarutan sehingga manusia akan kelaparan pada beberapa tahun berikutnya. Menurut kajian, lebah sudah mula berkurang. Berjuta koloni telah mati sejak beberapa tahun ini. Penternak lebah seluruh dunia menyatakan bahawa mereka telah kehilangan 30% ke 90% daripada koloni lebah tersebut. Di Amerika Syarikat sahaja telah berkurang daripada 5 juta sarang pada tahun 1998 kepada 2.5 juta pada hari ini. Antara sebab yang mengakibatkan lebah-lebah ini terancam adalah jangkitan parasit. Parasit menjangkiti saluran pernafasan lebah, melahirkan telur dan memakan daripada cecair dari badan mangsa. Parasit yang bernama Varroa destructor hanya boleh membiak di dalam sarang lebah. Ia merupakan salah satu musuh atau ancaman kepada lebah. Selain itu, racun serangga baru yang sangat berbahaya kepada lebah, iaitu neonicotinoid yang hampir sama dengan nikotin. Racun ini akan menyerang lebah dengan merosakkan sistem saraf mereka. Racun ini digunakan secara berleluasa pada hari ini. Racun ini akan terkena kepada lebah-lebah ketika mereka ingin mengumpul debunga pada tumbuhan-tumbuhan yang telah disembur racun tersebut. Dan apabila lebah tersebut pulang ke sarang, ia akan merebak secara perlahan dan membunuh lebah-lebah di sarang tersebut. Pada dos yang tinggi, racun ini boleh menyebabkan lebah-lebah tersebut sawan, lumpuh dan mati. Pada dos yang sedikit juga, ia mampu menyebabkan lebah-lebah tersebut lupa cara untuk memandu arah dan mengakibatkan mereka sesat dan mati sendirian, terpisah dari koloni mereka. Manusia selalu memindahkan spesies-spesies lebah ini ke seluruh dunia. Sebahagian daripada lebah tersebut membawa penyakit baharu yang mempunyai kesan yang dahsyat kepada lebah yang lain. Antara sebab lain yang mengakibatkan lebah-lebah ini terancam adalah kekurangan nutrien dan kehilangan tempat disebabkan aktiviti manusia. Tempat tinggal mereka yang dahulunya kawasan pokok-pokok dan tumbuhan hidup sekarang dijadikan kawasan industri yang dipenuhi bangunan-bangunan konkrit di mana spesies liar tidak boleh hidup. Selain itu, perubahan iklim juga memberi kesan kepada mereka. Sebagai contoh, jika suhu meningkat, sebahagian spesies terpaksa untuk berpindah ke tempat yang lebih sejuk untuk hidup. Hal ini adalah sangat penting untuk diselesaikan kerana jika lebah benar-benar pupus, dunia akan dilanda malapetaka. Hal ini adalah seperti yang telah dinyatakan bahawa jika lebah pupus, maka banyak tumbuhan yang akan pupus dan hal ini tidak akan berhenti di situ sahaja. Ia akan diikuti dengan kepupusan haiwan lain, terutamanya herbivore. Manusia adalah sangat saling berkaitan dengan bumi ini dan segala kehidupan di atasnya. tetapi kita seringkali terlupa. Kita haruslah menjaga alam sekitar ini dengan lebih baik. Jika bukan kerana untuk memelihara keindahan alam ini, jadi sekurang-kurangnya cubalah jaga alam ini supaya kita dapat terus hidup di atasnya.
My name is Muhammad Ati. I will show you about conclusion about bees, and I will show you some short video about importance of the bees. Bye.
As we know, bees are flower-feeding insects. They have 4 wings, hair bodies, and stinger on the ends of their abdomen. Bees need nectar from flower to survive. We need bees to pollinate flower from food production. First is pollination. Bees collect pollen and nectar from flowers. Pollen is used as a protein and nectar is used for energy. A bee travels from one flower to another, transferring the pollen that stick to the hair on their bodies. In the process, this fertilizes the plant. Second is bee survival. Bees cannot survive without flower. They need the nectar in from the flower to provide them with the fat, protein, vitamin and minerals. Bees collect nectar in a sac in their stomach, then travel back to the hive and use the nectar to make honey. Third is our food source survival. We depend on bees to fertilize our food-producing plant. Without bees transferring pollen from one flower to another to fertilize it, crop and plant will not become fertilized and bear fruit. Some of the fruit and vegetables that rely on pollination include watermelon, apple, pear, strawberry, almond, corn, cucumber and tomatoes. We may think that if bee extinct, what will happen to our world or earth? It may cause a very big trouble or anything. If you want detail again, I will explain in the next video. What will happen if all the bees die? Unfortunately, we lose a lot more than baklava and organic candle if bees went extinct. There are more than 20,000 species of bee in the world. Together, they are probably the most important group of insect pollinators. If all this suddenly disappeared, there would be a vacuum in our ecosystem that would be very hard to fill. Many bees have co-evolved with flowers, so they are a fundamental part of those flower life cycle. This plant would likely go extinct without the bees. Other plants that bees pollinate might survive with other pollinators, but there will be a disadvantage. Blueberries and cherries rely on bees for up 90% of their pollination. We could be looking at a dire situation in the pie industry. There are also animals that rely on bees for food. If we lose the bees, some of the most beautiful natural species would be next. All these changes would have ripple effect throughout ecosystem and into human society. Humanity probably will starve without bees. Fortunately, many of staple grains are pollinated by the wind, but nutritious fruit and vegetables could be lost or become so expensive that few people could afford them, and eating healthy is hard enough as it is. It's hard to know just how such a huge change to the natural world would end. By disrupting a key link in the food chain, we could be changing our entire of life. It's likely it's just a hypothetical, right? Well, colony collapse disorder is very real. Huge number of bees have died, and scientists believe human activity is to blame. The loss of bees has also been linked to the pesticides we use and to man-made climate change. And some studies show that it's not just bees. Insect numbers have dropped dramatically over the last few decades. Nearly half of all insect life may have died out in the last 35 years. Stingers are a pain, but humanity really does need our fuzzy flying friend. For the conclusion, all of the earth, plants and animals rely on ecosystem to provide food and habitat. Ecosystem must maintain a delicate balance in order to stay vital. For example, a deer living in a meadow ecosystem need water to drink, vegetation to eat and shrub, and bracken to sleep and hide in it. If the deer population increase too much for the current ecosystem, to provide this thing, the extra deer will have to search for food and shelter elsewhere, encroaching on the habitat and ecosystem of other species. And we as humans must protect our habitat, our organism, to make it better and maintain the life cycle of the ecosystem. That's all from my group. I hope you enjoy our video. Thank you. Bye.